The Olympic flame arrived in Brazil Tuesday morning, marking 94 days till the opening ceremony of the Games in Rio this August. The Summer Games also mark 20 years since Kerri Strug, who made Olympic history after landing a 1.5 twisting Yurchenko and injuring her ankle, helped the U.S. women's gymnastics team win Olympic team gold for the first time as part of the Magnificent Seven in Atlanta in 1996. Kerri joins us now to talk about the evolution of gymnastics, Rio 2016, and what's next for the sport. Welcome, Kerri. It's so great to see you.
Well, thank you for having me.
I guess it's been 20 years now since that day. You have 2 kids now. What else are you up to in the gymnastics world?
Well, I clearly have not been flipping for several decades now, but gymnastics will always be a big part of my life.
Do you coach or?
No, not too much. My children are involved in the sport of gymnastics, so I go into a mom and tight class with them. But other than that, I am just a spectator like everyone else, and I'll be cheering on Team USA at the Rio Olympic Games this summer.
Fantastic. You will be there.
I anticipate being there.
Great.
I've been to every Games since the Atlanta Games in '96.
Great. And you are also working with Jared, that's right?
Yes.
To help create this beautiful jewelry. Can you tell us about this?
Yes. With Mother's Day coming up, I have the perfect gift for anyone that wants to purchase their mother something beautiful but also meaningful. And it's this Miracle Links collection from Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. And you can go to your local Jared store to take a look, or go to jared.com, and it's this Miracle Links collection specifically designed for moms. As you can see, the circle, the large circle, is for the mother, and then it interlinks with smaller circles. If you have one child, you will have one, and
Lovely.
if you have 2,
you have the 2 for your 2 children.
Right, so you can add links as your family grows. And I think for me, clearly everybody knows me as the Olympic gymnast who landed the vault, but the highlight of my life as far as my children. They're my biggest accomplishment.
Absolutely. And so let's talk a little bit about the Olympics coming up. What do you think of the American team this year?
They're phenomenal. They are the reigning world champions, and they have just been dominating the sport for several years now. Simone Biles is the one to watch. She is the all-around world champion at this time. We also have Gabby Douglas, who won the individual all-around gold at the London Games, and she's back in full swing. We have Allie Rainsman, who won 2 gold medals in London as well. So they're kind of the leaders of the pack, and then there's 2 slots open for some of these they aren't new, but these youngsters, they haven't been on the international scene for numerous years. They've been juniors.
They could become breakout stars this summer.
Exactly.
We'll have to watch, which is part of the fun, right?
Yes.
What do you think of the new scoring system? Does it make sense, or is it just confusing?
Well, I think for the average viewer, it's a little confusing. The 10 was very simple and clear, but it works well because those that have very difficult moves should be rewarded.
Right.
So it's, based on the difficulty as well as the execution. So it's maybe a little bit more confusing, not as familiar, but it really differentiates those that are phenomenal and those that, did a clean routine but maybe didn't have as difficult moves within
Absolutely.
the exercise.
And what did you think of the Romanian women's team failure to qualify? Was that a big shock to the whole gymnastics world?
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of sad that an era has ended. The Romanians have been strong since I've been alive. Thinking of Nadia Comaneci in the '76 Games and them kind of dominating the field through the '80s and '90s. Their program has, been having some struggles here and there, specifically since the early 2000s, but to not even qualify to the Olympic Games is, I'm sure, very difficult for them.
Big shocker. Now, I want to ask you, does the Zika virus concern you at all? If you were to go down to the Games this summer, would it concern you if you were a mother of one of the athletes?
Well, I think the athletes going into the Games are just focused on the competition. They have trained their whole lives. This is the pinnacle of their sporting careers, and nothing is going to stop them. I think, a lot of the general public does have concerns, but I encourage everybody to educate themselves and then make the right decision for them.
Certainly will be the summer to watch. Kerri, thank you so much for coming to talk to us today.
Well, thanks for having me.